Back in the late 1970s and early 80s, monster trucks were some of the hottest attractions across North America. And what wasn't to love? Big trucks smashing cars while launching themselves into the air. As a young boy, it was awesome to see. And as a youngster who enjoyed video games, it only made sense to put the most famous monster truck onto the Nintendo Entertainment System. Bigfoot is a game that, depending on what circles you roam on the internet, doesn't get a lot of love from retro gaming enthusiasts, but I had a lot of fun with it as a kid. My brother and I were big into monster trucks, so many's the weekend we would rent Bigfoot from the video store. It's simple in nature, but I think that's part of the appeal. The object is to tour the United States, earn money, and become the Bigfoot champion, or whatever you'd call the champion of monster trucking. The game itself is pretty basic. There's a variety of stages and gameplay experiences, including some overhead one-on-one racing against the AI or second player, as well as some traditional events you'd find at tractor pulls and redneck conventions across the country. There's hill climbs, car crushing, tractor pulls, and more. As mentioned, you're in a tour across the country where you'll make 10 stops along the way, from LA to New York, combined with overhead racing and 2 heat events. The overhead racing pits you against another truck where you're trying to earn points and cash in a short race to the finish. All the while, you're trying not to have your truck destroyed either by your opponent or the dreaded trees. The control is a little wonky here, but that's part of what adds to the experience. It's all over the map, and the uncertainty is what lends to the fun, in my opinion. All the while, you're picking up power-ups and that much-needed cashola. But mash your truck and have it explode, and it'll cost you $1,000 just to keep racing. If you don't have the cash, it's game over. After the overhead, you'll enter into the side-by-side event. The cash you collect in the overhead race is critical because as you compete, your truck can endure damage, and before and after each heat, you have the option to upgrade and replace your truck parts. This is essential, and depending on how you drive your truck, you'll need the money. Not only that, it costs $1,000 to enter each event, so the organizers are taking your dough every chance they get. Now, some will say there's a skill to competing in these races, and while that may be true, you're really just rocking the D-pad left and right as fast as you can most of the time and hoping for the best. There are gauges and meters to keep an eye on, but that doesn't always help, so just do what you can. Oh, and Bigfoot can definitely lay claim to the dreaded NES thumb. If you don't know what that is, kids, look it up. As long as you can keep that cash flow going, you can keep competing. If you run out of cash, like I said, it's game over and you're starting all over again. Bigfoot's detractors say the game is repetitive in more ways than one and overall isn't a lot of fun. I disagree. I think this is a fun game and is even better with a player 2 by your side. The game can be completed in about 40 minutes, so if you're looking for a fun 2-player romp that doesn't require a lot of brain power, Bigfoot should definitely be on your radar. But I'm biased. The game probably does suck, but you'll never hear me say that.